And they took me to some unmarked building. They wouldn't take me to jail, see a judge, see a lawyer, nothing. They wanted to hustle me for my private keys because I had billions of dollars in Bitcoin. I can't have a phone, can't have a computer, can't have a job, can't go anywhere or do anything. No weddings, no funerals, no church. I have to have a guard watching me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm drug tested twice a week. I can't get fresh air or sunshine. This has been going on 7 years.
Glad you're here. We got a special guest, probably one of the best activists you'll ever meet. They've got him on house arrest and an ankle monitor for 6 years, and they're about to sentence him to prison for a Bitcoin thing that he didn't do anything wrong. I contend it's because he financed a lot of activists. We'll get into that first. Let's give you a little trailer and introduce Joby Weeks to you, and then we'll bring him on. Let's go.
When I was growing up, Dad always told me, Joby, you can do anything you want, but you can't do everything you want. I spent the next 30 years of my life proving him wrong.
Joby Weeks.
Joby Weeks.
Joby Weeks. Joby Weeks.
Joby Weeks. Joby Weeks. We're glad to have you.
Have you now?
I got my first Bitcoin when it was less than $1. I figured if a laptop computer would generate $1 a day in Bitcoin, then if I filled a data center with 1 million laptop computers, I'd make $1 million a day. Business model was simple. You refer 3 friends, tell them to do the same. We had over 100 people making more than $100,000 a month or more. There was no bank accounts that were opened. We just did billions of dollars in business completely outside the system. Big Club guys got so rich, they didn't know what to do with all their money.
So a couple things, network marketing, cryptocurrency, printing money, right? You have a death wish? Because the regulators love you, right? The regulators love you.
I'm sitting there at Date with Destiny with my wife. Tony Robbins is on the stage talking, and it's like high energy, you know? And all of a sudden, I'm surrounded by 5 takedowns.
Everybody's walking around with a Swiss bank account in their pocket. What mechanisms do we have available to even do simple things like tax enforcement?
My wife calls me, and she asks me how I'm doing. I'm like, it's going great. I'm an honorary member of the Bloods now, and I'm making 100% a week selling honey buns.
Ladies and gentlemen, our special guest tonight, Joby Weeks. You to explain to my audience what diesel therapy is and tell me what happened for the next 11 months.
I wouldn't give them the crypto, and they got pissed. So they just bounced me from jail to jail to jail to jail and state to state to state to state. 11 months. My family didn't know where I was for 11 months. No trial, no bail. They're criminals, man. Diesel therapy is very simple. Let's say you have to go from New York to New Jersey, right? It's like across the bridge, half-hour drive, right? Well, what they do is they send you from New York to Chicago first, and then Seattle, check you in, check you out to some random jail, and down to San Francisco, check you in, check you out, down to LA, over to Vegas, over to Houston and New Orleans, down through Florida, and 11 months later, you get to New Jersey. That's what diesel therapy is. And that's what happened to me. I was arrested at Tony Robbins in West Palm Beach, and they took me to some unmarked building. They wouldn't take me to jail, see a judge, see a lawyer, nothing. They wanted to hustle me for my private keys because I had billions of dollars in Bitcoin. I built the biggest Bitcoin data center in the world to mine Bitcoin. Turned $700 million into $10 billion.
Ladies and gentlemen, just real quick, this is what they do. It's called diesel therapy, and it's in the federal system, not the state system. But when you get busted for a federal crime, this has happened to my clients when they get ready to turn themselves into the feds. I prepare their family that they may not be able to speak with them for 1 month to a year because they'll keep them on the bus. And these buses are nasty buses. They're like old school buses, and they keep you chained up and locked in, and you go from county jail to county jail all over the United States. They just bounce you around. It's called diesel therapy, and it's a form of torture, and you're not allowed to call anybody and tell them where you're at because they consider that a security risk. They don't want the public to know where the prison bus will be driving from and to the next day because it could be hijacked or some weird shit like that. It's actually torture. Let's pause right here, everybody. I took a clip from Joby Weeks' latest interview with Russell Brand. It's only about a minute. Let's give it a watch, and then we'll bring Joby back on.
You are an entrepreneur from a pretty normal background. You pretty early on recognized what the people who established Bitcoin and blockchain currency were doing, and you recognized that Bitcoin mining was going to be highly, highly profitable. If one laptop computer can mine this amount of Bitcoin, then 1 million monkey laptops could mine this much. And anyone who watches Mickey's film Free Joby will see that you have an entrepreneurial spirit, but a great heart. You were getting other people wealthy, you're including people, taking brilliant trips, doing good things. The feds raided, they took all of your equipment and kit, they shut you down, even though you could show the receipts for everything you were doing. This is the money that's been generated, this is who has it, here's all my VAT and tax. In fact, so much so that you thought that they'd made an honest mistake. Once you'd explained yourself, they'd go, oh, you're free to go. But they didn't say you're free to go.
So, Joby, explain to us, like we're in the 8th grade, what happened with your case? Why has the federal government destroyed you or tried to destroy you like this?
Well, because the federal government answers to the people in the cloud. So, here's the realistic situation. The SWIFT system has the central bank of the world, the Bank for International Settlements, and that bank has member banks like the Federal Reserve, the IMF, the World Bank, the Bank of England, and then the next tier down are the corresponding banks like Wells Fargo and Chase and Bank of America. And under that are the mom and pop banks, the SWIFT system. And there's people that own that. These trillion-dollar trusts, these families are the guys in the cloud, right? They're very wealthy people.
The globalists? Are they globalists?
Yeah. They show up at the Bilderberg conferences and stuff.
No, gotcha.
So $3.5 trillion has left their system and got into the crypto space. And they blame me for it because I was the guy that designed the Bitcoin logo and built the biggest data centers. I went to 175 countries. I set up the biggest data centers on earth to mine Bitcoin. We mined 92,000 Bitcoins and 500,000 Ethereum. I got millions of people involved. And
so you took money out of their pile and put it in a different exchange besides their banks, and that scared them.
Yeah. Well, think about it. I mean, I was born into a system where I read the Constitution and it says that lawful money is gold and silver, and yet we have Federal Reserve notes not backed by gold and silver. And I'm like, wait, what happened? Like, how did this happen? What are Federal Reserve notes backed by? We inherited the system. They're backed by bonds, backed by birth certificates, backed by the government's ability to tax us. So they hypothecate humans. We are the collateral for this debt. So all the money springs into existence out of debt. So if we actually ever paid off the national debt, there wouldn't be a dollar left circulating, yet we would still owe all the interest. It's a mathematical impossibility. You can't pay principal plus interest if only principal exists. It's like a game of musical chairs.
Folks, I played that for a reason. Russell Brand kind of hit the same vein I hit in terms of, okay, they don't like that Joby took trillions of dollars out of their fiat system, that Swiss banking system that he just explained. But I think a deeper issue is Joby was actually spending millions of dollars helping other activists. Do you know how many people he bailed out of jail? One activist, he bought flights wherever they wanted to go during his reportings. They actually went to Epstein Island. Joby Weeks and Luke Radowski went to Epstein Island right after he got busted. Tell us about that.
Well, that was right before I got busted, not after. I mean,
right, but it was before. I meant it was after Epstein got busted. My bad. I misspoke.
Oh, it's all good, brother. I was trying to get my daughter Liberty. She's 7 now. She's the best thing ever. And I was trying to get her the Guinness Book of World Records for the youngest baby to travel the world. So by the time she turned 1, she did 45 countries in all 50 states. And we happened to be in the British Virgin Islands at this bar called Willie T's. If anybody's been to the Virgin Islands, you know this bar. And after a couple of drinks, you get very courageous, you know. And so I thought, let's go raid Epstein Island. I know he's still alive. It looked like they swapped somebody else out. And he can't, you know, he had all the dirt on everyone. So, you know. And plus, if you look at the autopsy, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know.
I don't think he's dead. I think they shipped him out of there alive.
Epstein had his prostate removed, but the cadaver guy that they swapped out, he's still out of prostate.
I think Epstein's still alive.
I don't know how you grow a new prostate. So maybe he's still out. He's probably in Israel. Who knows? So to me, I didn't think he was dead. And the island's right there from Willie T's. So I'm like, hey, Mr. We had a captain to this boat we had chartered. I was like, let's go raid Epstein Island and run around and film it and see if Jeffrey Epstein's there, And he's like, oh, there's so many laws you're going to break. That's the British Virgin Islands. You're going to America and customs and this and that, all the rules. And I'm like, well, can we just like circle the island? And he's like, yeah, we can drive around the island, no problem. And so we think we're just going to drive around the island. And as we're driving around, there's a dock. And the captain pulls up to the dock. He's like, you guys got 10 seconds. Go, go, go. And we're like, what? Oh, okay. And we jump out and like run around, film. Is Epstein here? Looking around, filming everything. Security chased us, jump back in the boat, sped away. Epstein wasn't there. Obviously.
I remember seeing y'all out at Epstein Island.
Got 2 million views.
Holy
got 2 million. Then I got arrested for it.
Dude, you were unstoppable at that time. I want to know the psychology behind sitting there for 6 years in house arrest, worrying every day you're going to go to prison. You got a wife and kids. I know what that feels like. How did you overcome that? You're always in good spirits. By the way, y'all, Joby is always positive like this. Always. Like this is not an act. This is not him faking this just for this show. He's always like this. And I'm fascinated at men who are able to keep a positive attitude and keep getting up and dressing up and showing up, which is our motto for this show. You just get up, dress up, and show up, and things are going to happen for you. Well, Joby's mastered that, but I want to hear, Joby, from you. How? What are you doing? What's your secret?
I always compare my situation to how it could always be a lot more worse. So when I was in jail, for instance, they don't turn the lights off and they blow the air conditioner on you all night long. So I'm laying there and I'm thinking, this reminds me of Antarctica. The sun didn't set. It was freezing cold. I can handle this. Oh, I'm in jail. Well, at least it's not a Mexican jail. Oh, I blew my hands off with the fireworks. Well, at least I got my other hand. So I always compare to how my situation could always be worse. So then I can stay in a happy and grateful and thankful uptone, frequency. And so that's what I choose to do. I mean, it's our choice. So I always associate to wherever I'm at, no matter where I'm at, to how it could always be worse. And then I'm eternally thankful and grateful and happy. So that's what I do to trick myself. Because, if you can't laugh about it, you'll cry. I mean, what happened with me after 11 months of being disappeared, my lawyers came to me and said, you've got two choices. You can stay 5 years in jail and be innocent, or 1 year in jail and be guilty. And I said, why is that? They're like, well, they're going to deny you bail and they're going to deny you a trial for the next 5 years. They create these loopholes where they violate the Constitution. The Constitution says you get indicted, you get arrested, you get bail, you get a trial, and if you're convicted, then you go to jail after you're convicted. Right. They don't do that. They're cheaters. It's the mafia. It's organized crime. And this is how they do it. They kidnap you or indict you, kidnap you, deny you bail, deny you trial, throw you in jail, let you sit there for a couple of years, torture you, and then they come to you and say, hey, what would you rather be? If you fight us, we're going to give you a trial. If you fight us, you're looking at 20 years in jail, but if you sign this piece of paper, you can go home tomorrow. Well, who on their right mind is going to fight them if they can go home tomorrow? Time served. So they signed the piece of paper. That's why the government's got a 97% success rate in convictions. It's because they cheat. They're a bunch of criminals.
For those of you just joining us, Joby, can you show them your ankle monitor? And I want to talk about that for just a second. Explain to us how this works. If you cut that off, what happens? I mean, have you had that off any in 6 years?
Not any.
Ever.
Oh, if I cut it off, it cost me $2 million, and I got all these weirdos chasing me. I mean, it's weird, dude. It's so weird.
No bath, no swimming.
I mean, I could take showers. I haven't jumped in the ocean in 7 years. That's the first thing I'm going to do. When I'm free, I'm going to go jump in that ocean. I live here on the beach in Miami, and I can't go swimming. It's almost torture just looking. I'm stuck in an apartment. I can't have a phone, can't have a computer, can't have a job, can't go anywhere or do anything. No weddings, no funerals, no church. I can't have a bank account. I can't use crypto. I have to have a guard watching me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm drug tested twice a week. I can't get fresh air or sunshine. This has been going on 7 years. If I was convicted of my crime, the max sentence is 5 years. I've been sitting here on house arrest for 6 and still haven't been, dude, it's crazy.
Coincidentally, 2 months ago, I got a big federal case dismissed. Took me 2 years. They had my client on an ankle monitor for 4 years, and I thought that was crazy. You've been on the ankle monitor for 6 years. This is cuckoo bird. This is like cuckoo land injustice. The DEA agents seized like 50 kilos of cut. When they tested it, it was cut. It wasn't illegal. So they took a little bit of cocaine and mixed it in with 1 kilo and sent that to the lab and called all 40 kilos cocaine. And we knew they did it. It just took forever to prove it. So they're doing some snaky shit and they don't have to. Their laws are already strict enough. Do you think this is a good and evil fight?
It's a spiritual battle. The Bible says the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but I come that you may have life and have it abundantly. Okay, so if you're in the 4th or 5th dimension, this is spiritual. We're in the 3rd dimension, right? And you want to manifest yourself into this dimension, but you're outside this dimension, okay? How do you do that? Well, who kills more people than Planned Parenthood and the military? No one. Who steals more than the IRS? No one. And who breaks apart more families than the prison system and the DOJ? No one.
And the family courts.
How does the devil manifest? It's called government. The devil is the government. Okay? You understand? So this is how the devil manifests itself. And so that's what we're realizing now, hopefully, is that there's so many government worshipers. You can only serve 2 masters. You can serve God or one master. You can serve God or you can serve the devil. So you got a choice. And so this is a spiritual thing. And these people worship just means obey. They worship the devil. And they're creating and causing and doing interdimensional crimes, the karma of which they cannot escape. So these people can do this in this plane, in this frequency, in this reality, but they will not escape justice from the true judge, God, the creator of the universe.
It's interesting what you're saying, and I agree with everything you're saying, and it's very seldom talked about. Do you believe, let's get out there now, do you believe these people manipulate that 4th and 5th dimension, manipulate demons to help them maintain power and to do horrible things to us?
Just read the Epstein files. These people drink the adrenochrome. They eat babies, bro. It's there. It's unbelievable, and it's there. And we've been saying this forever. And now that all of us conspiracy theorists turn out to be right, and they didn't like us blowing the whistle. But no, yeah, they literally worship the devil, Baal, Balenci. They wear the clothing. Baal is Lord. It's like, it's so hip. And how do you think I can handle the anxiety of constantly being, oh, you're going to be sentenced, and then you're going to get a bail violation, then a continuance, and then the sentence, and oh, bail violation. You ever play roulette? You put $100 on red or black, the ball bounces 10 seconds later, at least you know if it hit red or black. But you got that anxiety, the butterflies in your stomach. Imagine 2 million in red, 20 years in jail on black. The ball's bouncing. It's gone a month, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So they try to keep you in an eternal state of anxiety. Oh, when? What? Oh, now we're going to try to revoke your bail again. Like guys are freaking evil, sadistic bastards that work for the government.
Because I recently came back to God as a Christian. I was a preacher, a pastor. I had my own church. I was a very dedicated, serious, focused Christian. I know my recent movie that just got released, there's a part in there that said I had an X-rated nude church. I did not. That's a rumor. It was never X-rated. It was never nude. It was a serious Christian church. I got led away, and for 10, 11 years, I lived without God. In fact, I rejected him. It's one of the worst. It's like I betrayed God, which is horrible. It still bothers me. I know God has forgiven me, but it still chokes me up for me to turn on Jesus like I did. It was just, It's one of my biggest shames in life. But I'm back, and the reason I came back is exactly what you were talking about, Joby. The government woke me up. COVID, the Epstein files, and all that. I read all that, eating the babies and the COVID thing they did to us. I'm like, evil is real. Oh my God, evil's real. The stuff, Jesus, that I used to preach, all that's real. This is good and evil. So man, best thing I ever did, I came crawling back on my knees to God, asked for forgiveness. And I've been a Christian ever since then now. It's been a little over a year, maybe 2 years. I lose track of time. But it was that very thing, Joby, that you're talking about, that the government is involved in manipulating the fourth and fifth dimension, demons, let's just call it what it is, and evil forces and evil energy, and they're very good at it.
Exactly.
They're very good at it.
With the sword of the Spirit, the breastplate of righteousness, full armor of God, man. It's a battle. I mean, I'm living like 7 Bible characters right now, dude. Like, I'm named after Job, the oldest book of the Bible. You know, remember Job?
Sure, Job. Yeah, he got the boils, and they took his family and all of that. And the devil kept saying, "God, I'm going to get him to curse you." And God said, "Devil, you can do anything to Job, you just can't kill him." And I mean, the devil took his family, took everything, put boils on him. And Job had a wrestling match. He had a big wrestling match.
Good. But he got the patience of Job. I have that. The patience of Job. I'm like, send out. Okay. Paul was bounced around from jail to jail to jail too. And Daniel in the lion's den, and Jonah in the whale, and David and Goliath. You read Psalms. David was dealing with this, right? I mean, serious. Moses, the lawbearer, let my people go. I mean, I'm hoping the next one that I live, because I had my betrayal moment too, Judas Iscariot. But the next one, I'm hoping is going to be the Joseph story, where, you know, he went to jail for 10 years for a bunch of bullshit too. And then next thing you know, he's number 2 next to Pharaoh. So that's what I'm hoping for, guys. I'm on this trust fall right now. I'm kind of leaning back. I totally have surrendered. I know God's timing is perfect.
Joby, we could talk all night. Last question. What can we do to help Joby Weeks?
Pray for me, number 1. This is a spiritual thing. Number 2, go to freejoby.com. Kick me a couple of dollars so I can keep doing my podcast and like pump them out, because
okay, listen everybody, the freejoby.com. If you're going to buy me a cup of coffee today, don't send me money this show. I want you to go to freejoby.com. If you got $1, $5, or $20, this is a legit place to donate money. I'm just going to ask you to give what you can. Go to freejoby.com. Joby, take it easy, buddy. And the rest of you, I'll be right back. Big love.
Love you, buddy. Ciao. Peace.